Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to the Julie Poole Show. Let's chat universal energy. This show's for anyone interested in their inner power, manifesting and improving life. We'll be discussing spiritual consciousness, energy, empowerment, law of attraction, manifesting, and I'll be sharing my knowledge and opinions with you about it all. I've been a law of attraction coach, hypnotherapist, and spiritual teacher for more than 2 decades. I'm also an author, intuitive healer, and channeler. You can find me at Julie Poole on YouTube or on my website, juliepooleonline.com. So grab yourself a tea, a coffee, let's get comfy, and let's chat universal energy. Welcome to episode 2. This spiritual chat was recorded in 2021 on my YouTube channel, where I was answering your spiritual queries. In this episode, I'm answering questions on the light and the dark, grief and death, awakening, connecting with higher beings, and the golden age. I hope you enjoy. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to Conversations with the Light. I am picking up the questions that you posed. Thank you so much. You put those questions forward. You posted them on a community post that I put up about the middle of June, saying that my spiritual team would like to communicate with you directly. So please ask your questions. So there's going to be a series of videos now over the coming weeks where I am answering those questions directly from the light. So the light is my spiritual team, my higher self, and any higher level beings that I have access to at that time. They do, for those of you who don't know, higher level beings, higher beings of light come from various different realms, and depending on how pure my vibration is to who I can access. So there will be a variety of beings coming in to answer some of these questions. So I've got your questions up in front of me, and there are over 100. I'm going to just record those that I feel drawn to go to and upload those for you. All right, so the first one I feel drawn to go to is from Terry Suffert. Thank you, Terry. Terry's question is, how much longer will it be until so much of the evil in the world is overcome by the light? And what in particular can we as light beings who are working so hard to stay focused on love, what can we do? My team love this question and they want to answer this one first. So there is light and darkness in the world, in the universe, in fact, not just in and around Gaia. So there is the focus for what you can do, the evil, as you put it. Let's first of all talk about the evil. We would put this word in bold brackets, underlined, and say this is something that you have been, as a people, trained, programmed to focus on. We would say there is no evil. There is simply an absence of light. And there is an overabundance of fear. And fear is what you judge as evil. So we would ask, first of all, that you change your perspective on this and see evil, which you judge to be bad, as neither of those, just simply an absence of love, an absence of light. And the light will and does overcome it. So what can you do as light beings, or which you are, to focus on love? What can you do? Simply be aware that there is always polarities, there is always balance, there is light and shade, there is light and dark, there is positivity and negativity. And when you try, and it will take effort, to we would say neutralize the perception that one is good and one is bad, and simply see it as energy. and all energy is simply energy. So you can choose to focus on your own light, on your own heart, on your own essence, on your own being, to step into joy whenever you possibly can. And as you focus on the joy, feel the joy, first of all, within your own beingness. Feel the joy consume you. Feel the light, the love, the beautiful uplifting vibration consume you, and realize that you have the power, for indeed you do, to send out that light to that which you have judged to be bad or evil. Just simply send it out. There is a beautiful prayer that you have had for many years now on the planet, which you call the Ho'oponopono prayer. It is very simple. It is 4 lines. It is simply to say, I am sorry. I love you. Please forgive me. I thank you. Those 4 lines carry everything you need. You see, love will dissolve that which is fear. The gratitude by saying, I thank you, brings joy. The awareness of reaching out to another, whether you know them or not, whether this is somebody who you perceive to have harmed you, or whether a complete stranger, know that all energy is connected. And so it's what you would call the collective energy of hurt and harm, bad, good, evil, that has been present within your energy, within your planetary energy, within your community energy, and oftentimes within your home energy. Simply step into these 4 simple lines to send love, I love you, to that which is without love, an absence of love, to say, please forgive me. And that is taking responsibility for any part that you have played in this, whether it be directly or indirectly. When you are in what you would perceive to be a bad space, a negative space, a hateful space, you are sending out much hate into the world. And so by saying this prayer of please forgive me, you are sending this out globally to all, into the energy to neutralize the collective energy of hatred. So once again, I love you. Please forgive me. I thank you. And I am sorry. In which order you say these means no matter. There is no right or wrong in the order of these 4 lines. It is the intention behind them. And this simple act will enable you as light beings to, as you have asked in this question, Terry, how can we focus on staying in the love? What can we do? This is a powerful prayer. And you can also cleanse your space, cleanse your body, cleanse your mind, embrace acts of joy, whether that be a walk in the park, whether that be looking at a bird and noticing its beauty as it takes flight. The most simple things can tap you into joy. And joy is a pure high vibration, the highest. You would say love is the highest vibration, but we would say that love and joy are one. And so step into the joy whenever you can, and this will indeed lift your light. All right. Paula Stevens is asking, I would like to know how they feel about people grieving once people pass over. A tactful way of encouraging people not to feel guilty for feeling happy and getting on with their life when they have lost someone close. Yes, indeed. All right. Let me explain. We would say that the grieving is a process of not accepting the reality that that loved one is no longer present in the physical, and that not accepting creates much pain within you. And that pain you will call grief. Of course, you will miss the person. And the more you have loved them and the more important they are to you in this lifetime, the more you will miss them. However, when you realize, and you already do, but when you consciously realize that they haven't left you, they've left you physically, but physically is just such a small amount. They are in your heart, they are in your energy, they are in your mind, they are in your memories, they are in your joys, they are in your past, and oftentimes within your DNA as well. And they are always with you, and their love is always with you. It is simply this grieving that you put yourselves through is in the coming to terms with the acceptance that they are no longer in the physical. Once you have accepted this, then you find a peace within their passing and a joy within the memories. They would never wish for you to feel guilty for having joy once they have passed. They are in the joy themselves and they want to share it with you. And very often they do send this energy, information to you from the other side, because they are in the joy and they want you to be as well. And so they will encourage you to participate and partake in joyful activities. Guilt is an emotion that pokes and prods and says you have done something wrong. There would never, ever be a time where doing something joyful is wrong. I hope that makes sense. Indeed. Christine Demuth, thank you for your question. My question is, how do we know we're awakening to the light and the higher vibrations like 5D? All right. How do people know they're awakening? Your awareness, my dear, simply rises. Awareness is a high vibration. Awareness is the ability to reach out and feel your own energy and the energy of others. This is what you would call empathic, being aware of energies around you. The higher your vibration goes, the more aware you are. For example, this one, that's me, is aware of the energy of trees and plants, is aware of the energy within the winds, is aware of the energy within a community. And so as you become more aware, you become growing in your light and your understanding. And so how do you know, to answer your question, that you are in the light? You are aware of vibration. As you become aware of it, you can then take ownership and responsibility for that vibration. And in that, we mean that if you feel a negative vibration, a heavy vibration, you can overcome it, you can cleanse it, lift it, change it. You are masters, you know. So in the awareness, it gives you choice. When you have no awareness, you have no choice. You simply don't know. But as you become aware, you now do know. And then you can act to change the vibration. Just as simply as you could change a music station from sad music to happy music. You can do this just as simply with vibration, to change it from sad vibration to happy vibration. So many of you are awakening, are waking up, and you have been for much time now. But as we see the planet change with all of the portals that have been opening so significantly over the last 40 years, we see more and more people awakening, more and more people becoming aware. And oftentimes that awakening comes with some heaviness, some fear, because as you awaken to your own lack of love, absence of love, old pains and hurts, and you then feel that desire within your being, within your light, to release that which isn't love. And that can be, for some of you, very challenging. Many of you have overcomplicated it. Many of you have been taught that you need to go through a process, and the processes must be in order to be correct. This is not true. It is simply the intention. That's all you need. And you simply can use the words, I am choosing to let this go. And it is done. It is done. And you may use the words, it is done, so be it, very powerful. And you may use the words, I am. You are masters. And when you step into the I am, you are stepping into mastery. So you can simply use words like, I am releasing this now. So be it. It is done. And it is done. So revel in the light that you are experiencing. Be aware of that which is not light, and know that you have the mastery to neutralize and overcome not just your own darkness, but that within environments around you and around the planet. And we thank you for aiding the light at this time, for adding to it at this time, and for encouraging others to do the same. We love you very much. Barbie Stanfleet, you asked the question, what more can I do in my healing sessions and in my meditations to reach the higher beings, to connect with them? All right, so answering this question, when you go into a healing space, a healing session, a meditation space, and you want to reach the highest beings of light available to you today. So that is where you can start. You can say, I intend that I am connecting with the highest beings of light available to me today. Please understand that your vibration changes on a daily basis, an hourly basis sometimes, and depending on the purity of your own vibration is dependent on the level of access that you have to the higher realms. There are certain things that will lower your vibration and disable you from connecting to the heights of realms that you would seek to, that you would like to. So some of those things that lower your vibration, of course, is all that is not love. So arguments and tensions will lower your vibration. Worries and concerns will lower your vibration. Alcohol, lowering the vibration. Tiredness can lower the vibration. Much of the communication that comes through is channeled, if you like, through water. You are 73% water, and your water allows the conduit of the connection. So when you are dehydrated, it is harder for you to connect and receive the guidance that we wish to impart upon you. And so having water before you meditate, having good sleep, allowing your body to be clean and flowing with energy will enable you to access higher realms. All right, now there are many ways that you can cleanse your body and system, and that would be easy for you to find out and do. But when you have perhaps eaten foods that do not agree with you, you feel heavy and sluggish, and that then is hard for you to be able to access higher realms. When you are tired and stressed, it is harder for you, but not impossible. So we would say, before you try to connect with the higher realms, you first of all connect with yourself. So you bring your attention into your heart, into your being, into your oneness with your divinity and your creative flow and creative force. You connect in with your heart, your soul, your higher self, and your spiritual teams. And then, first of all, before you try to connect up any higher, allow your energy to cleanse, recharge, reboot. So if you are feeling tired, for example, you would allow the tiredness to wash through you, over you, and out of you. And you can do this any way that you feel drawn to do. It may be that it's flowing out through your feet into the ground below you and into Mother Earth. You may feel it's flowing out through the pores of your skin. It may be flowing out through your crown chakra or through your breath, through your breathing. But allow yourself to, first of all, before you try to connect, to release. Release tiredness, stale energy, negative energy. There are many ways that you can then allow yourself to come into alignment with that which you are, which is love. So you focus on the love within you. I am love, love is me, we are one. I am one with the universe, I am one with life, I am one with energy. I am calling upon energy from the universe to pour through me, the energy of light and love and pure vibration. And you can visualize a beautiful white light washing through you and recharging you. You could also imagine plugging yourself into the battery of the universe or the battery of Mother Earth. And it is the intention that is what is creating this. The intention is enough. I am recharging, I am releasing is enough. So after you have released that which is not love within you, and you have recharged and cleansed your energy, you are then ready to reach out to the higher realms and simply use the word I am now, connecting to the highest beings of light available to me in this moment. Thank you. And we will be with you. We are already with you. We are already around you. We often are, but you can't feel us or connect with us. From your perspective, you can't feel the guidance or the love because of this shroud of tiredness or energy. So cleanse that, recharge, and then we are there. We connect with you. The other thing that will help is that when we give you guidance, inspired action, inspired ideas, feelings, hunches, is to trust them, is to believe them, is to accept them. For oftentimes we give you information into your mind, into your thoughts, into your thinking, into your hearts, into your being, and you dismiss them. You dismiss them saying, well, I don't know if that makes sense, or why am I thinking that? So we would say, don't dismiss, allow, just allow, and say, I don't know if that is my idea or if that is an idea imparted into me, installed into me from higher beings of light. But whatever it is, I am grateful for it. Thank you. And then allow it to be. It may be the seeds of information that is being sown that may not sprout for some hours or days or even weeks, but they will sprout when you allow. So we hope that answers your question, and thank you for that lovely question. All right. The question by Robin Pomeroy. The question is, my thoughts are about when will the world take a deep breath and feel some hope, joy, and kindness? We seem to be surrounded by very heavy energies, destruction, degradation, with a smattering of greedy, selfish behaviors. A number of small nations are experiencing economic collapse because people in power have mismanaged or misappropriated the country's resources and finances. We would say what you are seeing at the moment in terms of the energies, the heavy energies, degradations, as you call it, is very polarized at the moment. You're very focused upon it. And economic collapse and mismanagement. So we see this as very wondrous and exciting. We see this as the change that the world has sought, that you have sought as a human collective for some decades now. Over time, many millennia, there has often been these times. You will read in your history, in your Bibles, in your religious teachings, words that say things like, and then came a time of great unrest. And following that time of great unrest, the world changed and became better. And then it carries along for some generations, and then will come a time of great unrest and it changes, and so on. And this is how you as a people and you as a planet have evolved over many, many millennia. So yes, you are currently in one of those times of great unrest, and it feels very uncomfortable and very scary. However, you can choose to look at it from a higher perspective and say that this is a time of this uncertainty, is a time where that which needs to be smashed open is smashed open so that it can birth something new. Many of you have known for 50, 60 years that the golden age is coming. The golden age doesn't just appear one bright sunny morning. It is a gradual morphing, a gradual transformation, a gradual shift and change. And sometimes so gradual that you don't even notice it. And other times so powerful and bold that you cannot not notice it. Some of you feel suffocated by the energies at the moment, that you feel you can't breathe for the damage that is happening at the moment. However, we would say the damage was already there, and what you are experiencing is the breaking open of that damage in order for it to be released and healed and transformed. We would give you the example of the climate change that you and your scientists have known about for some decades now. And you have set, and your governments have set, targets to achieve zero carbon emissions, to achieve everybody having electric cars, to achieve everybody having solar panels, to achieve everybody coming away from the fossil fuels. You know this needs to be done. And yet in that knowing that it needs to be done, very few actually are willing or want to make any changes. And so nothing changes. And so a catastrophic event comes along to force those changes. So for example, we wish not to get too political, but we would say, at the moment, with your fuel prices being so high, and you resist that, and yet at the same time you want and have created the desire for climate change, which means an ending of using those fuels. So as electric prices and fuel prices go up and up and up, you begin to step into your creative ability to make those changes, to use less, to find other ways to move forward. You see, we would say during the COVID crisis of 2 years, when many people were locked down, not going to work, much change came out of that helped the planet greatly, because during that time the planet was able to breathe. No aeroplanes, no trains, very little cars. The planet was able to just breathe for a moment, let go of the suffocation. And then as life begins to return to a new normal, which was much needed, many organizations reevaluated the way they work with their staff and say, do we need these people in offices? Do we need these meetings where we bring many people across the world or across the country by train, plane, automobile? Why not use the technology that has been available for more than 20 years now to be able to do online meetings, so nobody has to spend that waste that fuel to travel hundreds of miles to a meeting that they could easily and effectively have from the comfort of their own home. So you see, you can look at so many different examples of this, but when we add all these examples up together, there is great change happening that needed to happen. And so when you say the world is in destruction and degradation and collapse, and economies are collapsing, those economies were based on the old model. When a new model needs to come in, the old models need to collapse. So we would suggest that you allow yourself to trust in the changes that are happening and that are meant to happen. And instead of seeing it as chaotic destruction, see it as exciting rebirth. And birth is uncomfortable. Ask any woman, she will tell you, birth is uncomfortable, painful, frightening sometimes. However, you do not stop having babies because birth is uncomfortable. And quickly, very quickly after the birth of a baby, the mother forgets the pain, the hours of labor, the sweat, the tears. The mother forgets when she holds her baby and just sees the joy of something wondrous and new life. And that is what your planet is birthing at the moment, a wondrous new birth and new life. So we would ask you to trust and to, where you can, resist less, argue less, vent less, and instead accept that this is creating the change people have asked for, and now it is happening. You see, when enough people come together in your collective consciousness desiring the same thing, then that change is brought about. And that is what is happening. And so things like, and we spoke of this last time, the deception, secrecy, lies from many of those in power has always been there, and it's coming out at the moment. The truth is continuing to shed more light, and people becoming aware of some, perhaps we would say, without the greatest genuine intentions, that are leading and in positions of power and leadership. And you start to understand and see it, and those regimes collapse. And that is a good thing. Most of this enormous change that you're going through, that has been building now for some decades, most of this change will be completed within the next 10 to 20 years. So our advice and guidance to you is to trust and allow and know that you are part of a great new world. You chose to be here at this time. You chose to be part of this great awakening, of this great shake-up, of this great rebirth. And it is good. All right. Thank you for listening to that message, that broadcast from the higher realms, from the light. I hope it helped. I hope that it gives you some guidance. Thank you for being here. Have an amazing week. I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.